again, praying for Anil Kumar. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Also, we have one more family who sponsor the feast. So we have Vijay Kumar, Kalaivani, Sukhita, Mithul, Krutik. Are you here? No, okay. So let's pray for this family also, and they have also sponsored the feast. So let's chant again. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we'll have more announcements after the talk. But coming up, just to mention, next Sunday we'll be celebrating Ramchandra Vijayotsav, which is known as Dashara, which is actually this Thursday, but we're celebrating it next Sunday. And then October 4th, that is next Saturday, we're going to have a special class by His Grace Amarendra Prabhu. This will be a 2-part session. This is going to be in Holy Spring, Saturday after 4 p.m. onwards. And the whole theme of the class is preparing our consciousness to enter Kartik. So Kartik month is considered as the most auspicious month of the year, and it starts on Monday, the next week Monday, so October 6th. And that 1 month is considered very, very powerful. Any spiritual activity we do, the benefits are magnified 1,000 times. Right? So devotees, anyone who is spiritual path, they actually make use of this month and go deeper in the sadhana. And Amarendra Prabhu will set the mood. There will be two sessions at evening, and he'll actually prepare us. He'll be also talking of Damodar Ashtakam, a prayer that we chant every day of the month, and that way he'll prepare our consciousness. So that's October 4th, 5th. So that's coming up. So now we'll have the talk. So today on request of Mother Leela Shakti, I will be sharing a few words. So I request everyone if you can kindly come forward. We'll discuss few works from Bhagavatam. If everyone can kindly come all the way in front. We always have devotees coming during the class. Hare Krishna. So thank you everyone for joining. So we'll start off by singing Jai Radha Madhav. Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Janavallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Golokananda Shri Radhe Jayo Giri Govardhan Jayo Giri Govardhan Jayo Giri Govardhan Jayo Giri Govardhan Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव श्री श्री राधा गोलोकानंद की श्री गिरिराज गोवर्धन की श्री गौर निताय की श्रील प्रभुपाद की प्लीज स्टैंड ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायण नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी Hare Krishna. So stand the Mangalacharan prayers. You can join me. Om Ajnanatirmirandhasya Jnananjana गुरवे नमः नमः ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा. So before I start, I would like to seek the blessings of all of you. All of you are wonderful Vaishnavas seated here. So kindly bless me that we can discuss a few points from the Srimad Bhagavatam. Right? So we are going to discuss a pastime which is, I think most of you know this pastime, which is a pastime of Dhruva Maharaj. But particularly we are going to try to discuss 5 main points. I mean, I shouldn't say main points. There are like unlimited points from that. But 5 points I want to discuss, which could be powerful practical points for our sadhana. So 5 points we are going to discuss from Dhruva Maharaj's pastime. Okay? We're going to start with one verse. Advait Chandra, do you want to share?
Bhaktim muhu pravahatam tvayim prasango muhu pravahatam tvayime prasango bhuyadananta mahatam amalashayanam Nyenanja solbanamuru vyasanam bhavabdhim Neshe bhavad gunakatha amritapanamatta Bhaktim muhu pravahatam tvayime prasango Bhuyadananta mahatam amalashayana Yenanja solbanamuru vyasanam bhavabdhim नेष्ये भवद्गुणकथामृतपानमत्त
This is from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, chapter number 9, text number 11. So we'll discuss word to word. Bhaktim, devotional service. Muhu, constantly. Pravahatam, of those who perform. Tvai, unto you. Me, my. Prasanga, intimate association. Bhuyat, may it become. Ananta, O unlimited. Mahatam, of the great devotees. Amala Ashayanam, whose hearts are freed from material contamination. Yena, by which. Anjasa, easily. Ulpanam, terrible. Uru, great. Vyasanam, full of dangers. Bhava Abdim, the ocean of material existence. Neshe, I shall cross. Bhavat, your. Guna, transcendental qualities. Katha, pastimes. Amrita, nectar, eternal. Pana, by drinking. Mataha, mad. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Dhruva Maharaj continued, O unlimited Lord, kindly bless me so that I may associate with great devotees who engage in your transcendental loving service constantly, as the waves of a river constantly flow. Such transcendental devotees are completely situated in an uncontaminated state of life. By the process of devotional service, I shall surely be able to cross the nascent ocean of material existence, which is filled with the waves of blazing fire-like dangers. It will be very easy for me, for I am becoming mad to hear about your transcendental qualities and pastimes, which are eternally existent. Okay. Hare Krishna. So we'll come to the purport, but this will be, so as I mentioned, we're going to try to discuss 5 main points. Hopefully we have time to cover all 5, but this will be the last point from Dhruva Maharaj's story. So we'll start off with the starting, how this story of Dhruva Maharaj actually starts. And many of you are familiar, right? So Dhruva Maharaj is described as, he's the son of King Uttanapad. Okay, and Uttanapad has 2 wives, and their names are Suruchi and Suniti, right? Suruchi and Suniti. And Dhruva is the son of who? Suniti. Suniti, right? Okay, Suniti. So once it so happened that, so everyone got it? A king with 2 wives, right? Suniti, Suruchi, right? And once king was in his palace, and he was with his wife by name Suruchi, and Suruchi's son's name is Uttama, right? Uttama. So Uttama was sitting on the lap of his father, and Dhruva, who is the son of the other wife, Suniti, he actually desired to sit on the lap of his father, right? And he was just like a 5-year-old boy, right? A very innocent desire. I just want to sit. I see my brother getting so much affection, I want to get the same affection. It's just very innocent, childish, desire. I just want to sit. And as soon as he tried to sit, then actually the king did not actually welcome him, right? I mean, it was just a 5-year-old boy. The king could have just said, okay, come sit. The king did not welcome. And why is this? Because of the 2 wives, he had Suruchi was his favorite wife. And he did not give so much respect to the other wife, Suniti. And because Dhruva was the son of Suniti, and Suruchi was right there, he did not, because he had that favoritism to his wife, Suruchi, he did not want to welcome Dhruva. And when Suruchi actually saw this, and because she knew that she was the dear wife of the husband, of the king, she actually took this opportunity. She became envious, and she spoke words to Dhruva, loudly so that even the king can hear. Right? And what did she say, Dhruva? And we see that this is from an envious heart. I mean, like she's stepmother, 5-year-old boy, right? And from an envious heart, she actually said, she told Dhruva, basically in that mood, she said, Dhruva, you cannot sit on the lap of your father. And she actually said the reason. Why? Because you have not taken birth from my womb. You have taken birth from another woman. At that point, Dhruva, as a 5-year-old boy, he didn't make any distinction that this is my mother, this is my stepmother. For him, both of them are same. But as soon as he heard this, it really he got a shock, like, oh, there is a difference? I thought they both are my mothers. But here, the stepmother is actually saying, no, you did not take birth from my womb, hence you cannot sit on the lap of the father. And not only that, Suruchi, out of envy, she spoke such harsh words. She said, if you really want to fulfill this desire, then you have to go and perform tapasya. You have to perform austerities and please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And when you get the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then you can take birth in my womb. And then you can sit on the lap of the Father. I mean, oh my God, this is like, imagine a 5-year-old boy, right? Such piercing words, And Dhruva was there and he couldn't tolerate it. All of a sudden, it was such like a sharp arrow had pierced through his heart. Very innocent desire and so harsh words, So Dhruva could not tolerate it. And at that moment, he looked at his father, hoping that his father would actually say something. That at least the father would show, oh, no, it's okay. I mean, the child is hurt. The father which father did not say anything. And that was like a double blow to Dhruva. 5-year-old boy, double blow. And when he saw no one in the palace was actually giving him any, consolation or any words, then he ran to his mother, Suniti. Right? And when he went to his mother already knew what had happened in the palace. And when she heard what had happened, she lost her patience. She said, I've tolerated so much, but now see my own son, what he has to face. And it's described that Dhruva was so angry with this whole incident that his lips were trembling. And he was almost like, the example Bhagavatam gives is like when a snake is hit with a stick, the snake is like hissing in anger. And Dhruva was in that mood, almost in that mood, so angry. And his mother also was very angry that the whole thing had happened. Right? And it's interesting that you see so many pastimes, like even Bhagavad Gita. What does it start off with? Again, Arjun making the point that what is the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita? Arjun says, oh Krishna, my skin is drying, right? Tears are flowing from my eyes. He has such an emotional breakdown that he says, Krishna, I cannot hold my Gandiva. I had taken a vow that anyone who asks me to put the Gandiva down, I will kill that person. But now see my emotional breakdown. I cannot hold the Gandiva. I cannot even stand. I am said to be such a great warrior. I cannot stand now. Oh Krishna, I am having such an emotional breakdown. And we see again and again that we have so many pastimes starting with the mood of what? That there is an emotional disturbance, there is a breakdown, there's a problem. Yeah? And when we discuss Bhagavad Gita, we always make the point. Why does Bhagavad Gita start with a problem? And why do all these pastimes start with a problem? Again, to remind us, it's the nature of the material world that there will be problems. To think that, oh, it will all be like, and there'll be a world where there's no problem, that is not in this world. That is another world where you can experience that. But in this world, there are going to be problems. That's the nature of this world. Right? Krishna clearly says, Dukkha alayam ashashvatam. I mean, there are going to be problems. So main question our Shastras is saying, we cannot escape problems. We have this body is going to give us so many problems. Like one day we wake up, stomach pain, headache, so many problems. It's going to come. The only question that we should ask, what are we doing in our life to actually overcome these problems of life? Right? Not just patchwork. What are we really doing to overcome the problems of life? Right? So here we see again this pastime starting off with this whole Dhruva experiencing this emotional breakdown. So the first point that we are going to discuss here. Okay. So what would you think? I mean, many of you know this pastime, but think in this situation, what would a mother actually tell to console the child? You know, child is so emotionally hurt. What would a mother say? You know. So let's see what Suniti actually says. The first thing she says, Ma amangalam, right? Ma means no, right? Or do not. Amangalam means do not wish anything bad for anyone. Imagine a mother is saying that. Like she's also hurt with the words of her co-wife, but she is saying that do not wish bad for anyone. Do not wish ill fortune on anyone. And she explains further. Anyone who inflicts pain upon another person suffers himself from that pain. You know, it comes back. This is the nature of this world. One way she's actually telling Dhruva, this is, why to blame? It is some karma that's happened in the past. It's just coming back to you. Don't be angry on your stepmother. Don't wish bad for her. Don't wish ill for her. Don't think of revenge. Don't wish ma amangalam. Right? And then she said, anyone who inflicts pain upon others suffers himself from the pain. Right? So our first point here is I'm just seeing which point should I start off with. Okay, let's start off with this. What is the art of dealing with any situation in our life? Right? Any problems will come. How do we deal? Right? So the first point that our Shastras teach us is do not blame the instrument of our karma. Like the example, a postman brings a bad news. Do we blame the postman? No. I mean, he's just an instrument. So when anyone is inflicting pain upon us, it is our own karma that is coming back to us. So why should we actually do that tit for tat? He did this or she did this, I should do that back. That will just implicate us in the cycle of karma. Right? So don't wish. It's okay. That person is an instrument of my own karma. I don't need to blame that person. I don't need to wish ill for that person. Right? And then Bhagavatam further makes the real art of dealing with any situations. There's a verse in the 10th canto, 8th chapter of Bhagavatam. These are prayers by Brahmaji, which is a very famous verse. Prabhupada often quotes this verse. Tatenu kampa susimikshmano bhunjana evam kritam vipakam ridvak vapurbir vidada namaste jiveta yo mukti pade sadaya bhag. Right? So Brahmaji is making this prayer. And what does he say? Tatenu kampam. He actually says one who, problems will come, but one who patiently suffers the reactions of his own past deeds. Understanding this is our own karma that's coming. So patiently we are suffering our own reactions of our karma. But at the same time, what is in our heart? We are earnestly waiting. When will Radha Golokananda shower their mercy upon me? When will Radha Golokananda shower them? In that hopeful, that when, right? Earnestly waiting for the mercy of the Lordships. And it says, Rid Vak Vapurbhir Vidadan Namaste. At the same time, we use our Rid Vak Vapur. That means our body, our mind, and our words in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If we can do that, then what does this verse say? Jiveta yo mukti pade sa daya bhag. That person will have a right. Right? He'll surely eligible for liberation, for it has become his rightful claim. So what is this verse saying? If you can live your life in this way, liberation is your rightful claim. You're already liberated. And this purport is one of my favorite purports in the Bhagavata. This is actually, in the purport, the point is actually made. It's not on the screen. This is a different verse. So Sridhar Swami is actually quoting this verse. He says, like if a child wants to inherit inherit from a father, get the inheritance of his father, what does he have to do? Just stay alive. If you stay alive, you'll get it. Right? Similarly, Sridhar Swami makes the point in this verse. If you stay alive in Krishna consciousness, then you will get the gift. You will get the inheritance. What is the inheritance? Liberation. Actually, for us, we don't care for liberation. You'll get devotion. Right? So while all these problems are going on, if we actually patiently tolerate, the same time waiting, Krishna, please shower your mercy upon me, please help me, right? We have that mood, and at the same time we continue our bhakti. Continue chanting Hare Krishna, continue coming, doing service in the temple, continue coming, washing pots, cleaning tables, serving prasad, whatever, continue doing the service. Then liberation becomes our rightful claim. And further in this purport, he actually says, it makes a very nice point, that once we take devotional service, actually there is no karma for a devotee. Right? And in the purport it is actually quoted, the last verse, the last instruction, important verse of Bhagavata, which is that Sarva Dharmam Parityajya Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshayishami Ma Suchaha. Krishna is assuring, you take up devotion service, I will take care of all your sinful reactions, do not fear. Ma Suchaha, do not fear. Do not worry. Right? So in this purport, the point is made that once we take up devotion service, Krishna takes care of our karma. Right? But does that mean no karma for a devotee? Yes or no? So what does this mean is Krishna takes over our karma. And the purport explains that because we are practicing bhakta, we are not pure, we will not be pure devotees. Whatever our desire to enjoy is still there in the heart. Krishna gives us karma in such a way that that last desire for enjoyment is taken away. We are no longer in the hands of the material karma. We are in the hands of Krishna. And Krishna will see what is required for this devotee to come back to him, to purify him. Right? And Krishna will give us that part of the karma for our purification. And particularly in this purport, in the purport is said that Krishna will specifically design with his own hands what karma we need to get. It's amazing. Krishna will personally get involved with our life, what karma is there, and he'll specifically design with his own hands in such a way, okay, this is required for this bhakta to be purified. This is not required. In that way, Krishna actually takes care of our karma. Right? So imagine the situation. Like we have so much karma, we don't even know what karmic balance is there. But as soon as we take a bhakti, what happens? Krishna says, I'll be in charge. When we know that a loving father is in charge of our life, then immediately we feel like, okay, Krishna is in charge. Right? Krishna is in charge. Right? So that is the way that the first point of how we can actually deal with situations in our life. The first thing is, do not blame the instrument of our karma. Right? Do not think ill for any other person. And second point is this verse of Tatenu Kampam Susmikshamana. Is it okay? The first point. Right? Now, the second point. Second point, what did Suniti actually tell Dhruva? Ma amangalam. Do not wish anything inauspicious for any other person. Now, isn't that like if someone does anything to us, what is the first reaction? We start thinking that, oh, why did he do that? I am such a nice person. Right? Why did he do? And then we start thinking like negative about that person. Oh, he did this, hence he should suffer. right? Even though maybe we are not verbalizing it, but we may be saying that, oh, that person needs to suffer. How can we come to the platform that when someone says, does hurts us or something, does something wrong to us, how can we still wish well for that person? Can you come forward? Nathan? Anyone has any thoughts? Everyone understands what is the second point? Your point? Yeah. Say it again, sorry. Okay. So we just forgive that other person, right? That's what you said. I couldn't hear you, Kat. Oh, okay. Okay. If we want to be forgiven, then we should also forgive the other person, right? Okay. Okay. So let's see what our Shastras actually make the point here. So second point is, how can we come to a stage where we are wishing well for every person, even the person who actually hurt us, right? So one point is, see, what is the first instruction that Krishna gives Arjuna? What's the first shloka? Main shloka? Dehino asmi yatha dehe komanam yovanam jara, right? And what is Krishna telling Arjuna? He's saying, think beyond just the external identities that you hold on. Beyond all the external identities that we hold, we are that spiritual self. You know. So the first point here in this Mangalam, that we not wish well for everyone, we understand that everyone in this material world is compared to a hospital. I myself, I am sick. Right? I have the virus of lust, anger, greed, envy, pride. And everyone is contaminated in this world. Right? If we focus on our own impurities, then we'll be like, okay, even that person we are in the same category. Right? Even he's sick, I'm sick. We are in the same category. I need help, that person also needs help. So beyond just seeing that, okay, this person did this person did this, beyond all that we see, in essence, finally, he is a part and parcel of Krishna. It is just the external identities have created some kind of conflict, but beyond all that, we are all same. We are connected to Krishna. Krishna loves that person as much as he loves me. I mean, that whole concept is like kind of revolutionary, where we see everyone beyond just their temporary identities. Right? And then, further, I would like to make this point here. How can we practically do this? I mean, it's okay theoretically to say, but how can we practically do this? There may be different ways. Okay, before I go to a practical solution, I'll make this point. In the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, when there's teachings of Kapila, he actually points out that he talks about pure devotional service, and this is in 29th chapter. And then in that section, he says that aspects of to attain pure devotional service, what one needs to do, and he talks of different limbs that one needs to practice. And out of those, one important thing is showing compassion to the unfortunate. And he's saying this is an important aspect of bhakti, to show compassion to the unfortunate. And second point, he says, being friendly to all, to one's equals. Show compassion to the unfortunate, being friendly to one's equal. Then he's saying being straightforward, giving a false ego, associating with saintly people. So he gives many points. But the key point I want to focus is how Kapila Dev is making the point. If you want to attain pure devotional service, we have to have that mood of compassion to everyone. And those who are equal, we try to develop the mood of friendship with them. And then he says, if these are important aspects to come to pure bhakti, right? And then he says, what are the obstacles to come to a stage of pure bhakti? And he says, if we show disregard to someone, if we criticize someone, if we show hatred to someone, he said all these things, Krishna says, I'm not pleased with that person. Hatred, criticism, disregard. He said these are obstacles. As long as we maintain those things in our heart, pure devotional service cannot be attained. You know? So Kapil Dev is actually making this point. And then what is the solution? He says, therefore, he says, until one realizes my presence in the heart of all living entities, that in everyone's heart, who is situated? Krishna is right there as Paramatma in the heart of every living entity. Right? And he makes a point, unless we come to that platform, we cannot progress in our path of bhakti. Right? So practically, how do we achieve this? One way I personally feel, the practical way of achieving this is to go out and give Krishna consciousness to others. I mean, it's very powerful. Like, our movement is, we are followers of Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu's mood and mission is to give Krishna consciousness to everyone. Jare dekha tara kahe Krishna upadesh. It is in our line to somehow or other give bhakti credits to everyone. Anyone we see, our mood is how to give them bhakti, how to give them bhakti. Otherwise, there's so much suffering in this world. And practically we see these days, the world is going worse and worse with so many wars, conflicts, this problem, that problem, right? I mean, everyone knows, right? Prabhu is saying H1B problem. So many problems, right? So, everyone, we are having so many problems. But we have, somehow we are fortunate that we have received a very special gift by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, our gurus, coming down from Mahaprabhu. So let's share this gift with everyone. And practical experience. We go out for book distribution, giving Prabhupada's books to everyone. You go out for a few hours, like 2-3 hours, and immediately after that, you can see how the consciousness changes. You are giving books. I mean, all these children, they come regularly. Right? They have this experience. We give out books, and we are just talking to strangers, showing them Bhagavad Gita, other books. And we give out books. After there's 3 hours of book distribution, our mood is, let's say you're just driving back home. You stop at the gas station. You cannot stop that. You are at the gas station, you see a next person is like, okay, can I give him a Bhagavad Gita? Can I give? It's like kind of a mood that you always are in the mood of, how can I help? How can I give? How can I give? How can I give? And immediately when you're thinking in that way, how can I help the other person? It's really that point of, okay, whatever the person has done, whatever negative he's done, finally, he has to progress in bhakti. How can I help him? How can I help him? Immediately our question with everyone else is, what can I do to even one step help that person in his path of bhakti? And that aspect of preaching, like how His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu makes the point, that preaching is high sadhana. So preaching is not like, okay, that's for few people, they are preaching, that's good for them. It's not for me. No, for everyone. This is Mahaprabhu's movement. This is Prabhupada's movement. Go out and share. The world needs this right now. It is going worse and worse, and somehow we have the gift that can actually save the world. We have that conviction that this Krishna conscious movement is the gift that can save the whole world. In the midst of all the problems, they can find shelter at the lotus feet of Radha Golokananda. That is our conviction. This is the spiritual solution to all material problems. And we all can think, how can we actually give Krishna to everyone? Like you were discussing this morning in another class, that it's not very difficult in the sense that, okay, many of you, most of you have a work, 9 to 5 work, or you have people at work. You go to work, carry some prasadam, keep it in the break room, and people come, they eat prasadam, they will get so much spiritual benefit. When you're driving, many times there's traffic lights, we see people who are asking, they are beggars asking, give them Krishna prasadam. Always our mood is one step closer to Krishna. How can this person get one step closer to Krishna? One bite of cookie prasadam, one step closer to Krishna. Keep small books with you. I mean, you always in some conversation, like people say, oh, I like to cook. Okay, here, higher taste. Higher taste book. I mean, it's so like Prabhupada has made it, given us all the tools to reach out to people. And share Krishna consciousness. As soon as even one step in their bhakti they progress, it is the greatest benediction for them. So somehow or other, when we develop this mood, where everyone we are seeing, from our family members to everyone in the world, how can they progress in their bhakti? That changes the whole picture, the whole perspective. Right? And this is our mood. This is not just like a few of them are doing out book distribution, it's good for them. No, this is for everyone. Somehow or other we need to think, how can we help other person progress in bhakti? How can it? And by having that mood, Krishna is very pleased. We will progress very rapidly in our path of bhakti. Right? So give Krishna to others. So second point is what? How, in spite of people saying bad or saying negative things, how can we have the mood of wishing always good for others? And what's the main point here? By seeing everyone as connected to Krishna, Krishna loves each one of them, and somehow or other help them on the path of bhakti. Always have this. How can, like His Grace Vaisheshwar Prabhu has this book, right? 4 questions. And one of the questions he says, instead of always looking like, how can I be happy? How can I be happy? Change the question to, how can I serve? How can I serve? How can I serve the other person so that he can progress in bhakti? Right? Okay. Is that okay? Second point? Yeah? Everyone still with me? Yes? Are there any comments? Any quick comments? Before we go to 3, 4, we have 3 more points. Okay. You want to say something? Huh? Later? Okay. Okay, so let's continue. So point number 3. So story, I just started the story basically, right? So Suniti actually says, see, not only she says that don't wish bad, but she actually says, at this point, I don't have any solution. What can I do? The king does not like me. I cannot force the king to like me. Actually, she says the king treats me like his maid servant. What can I do? But one person can solve all the problems. That again goes back to the point, bhakti is a solution to everyone. She said, I cannot do anything, but what your stepmother said is actually good. And in the Sanskrit it says, so matram, she is also your mother. Even at this time, right? So mother sometimes gives milk, sometimes gives neem juice. Right? Right? Sometimes she gives good, she gives neem, but both are for the benefit. So Suniti is saying, even Suruchi is your mother. And she said something. What did she say? You should worship the Supreme Personality of God. That instruction, do that instruction. I mean, imagine, like, not only she's saying don't think bad, but she's saying, she's your mother, take her instructions. I mean, that level. And later on you see that how even Suniti is actually a great devotee of Krishna. And in that mood of devotion, she can say such things. So she told Dhruva, worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I mean, Dhruva heard this. And then she gives example, like I don't have details to go. She talks of how Brahma worshipped and he became the, the creator. Your grandfather, Swayambhu Manu, he worshipped. See what he has attained. So you worship, you will attain whatever you desire. Right? And Dhruva, just a 5-year-old boy, mother was thinking like, okay, some instruction. Right? Maybe he'll be pacified with that. But Dhruva was determined. He said, no, I will find that Supreme Personality of God. Immediately walk to the forest. Walk to the forest, right? And then Narad Muni, who is everywhere, he's Trikalagya, right? He knows everything. So Prabhupada in the purport, he actually makes the point that as soon as a living entity, every one of us, we get the desire that, oh, I want to see where is God. I want to connect with God. As soon as the desire comes in our heart, Krishna sends a spiritual master to us. Krishna sends someone who will guide us and connect us to the path back home, back to Godhead. And here, exactly the same thing. Dhruva had that desire, and Krishna told Narad Muni, you go, take care. You give him instruction. You become his guru. And Narad Muni came, and initially Narad Muni actually gives similar instructions what his mother gave. He said the same thing. He said, you're just 5-year-old boy. What is this insult, honor? I mean, 5-year-old boy, it's time for you to play. So don't consider insult honor. Just go play. You're just a child. Just go back. That way, actually, Narad Muni was testing Dhruva. And not only that, he said, actually to attain Supreme Personality of Godhead, it's not easy. People have lifetime after lifetime, they have been trying to connect with the Lord and they have been unsuccessful. So you will not be successful. Imagine Narad Muni is telling Dhruva, you will not be successful. So one way Narad Muni was really testing Dhruva. Right? And what was Dhruva's reaction? Did he say, okay, thank you Narad Muni, let me go back? He said, what you are saying is very good instruction. But right now, my heart is pierced by the words spoken by my stepmother. There are like holes in my heart. So even though it is nectar, what you are giving, it will just pass through the holes. It's not going to stay with me. Therefore, I have this desire, and I know you are the great Narad Muni. You can fulfill. You can give me the path, the honest way to attain what is in my heart. And then Narad Muni actually gives him instructions. He talks about, he says, go to Vrindavan, go to Madhuvan, one of the 12 forests of Vrindavan. He says, take bath in Yamuna 3 times. And then he actually describes beautiful form of the Lord, right? Lord Vishnu. He describes a beautiful form of the Lord and he says, this is the form to meditate. Right? So he talks of the form of the Lord. Then he gives him a mantra. And which is the mantra he gives him? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Right? He gives the mantra. And then he says, you should make a form of the Lord. You can also make with mud and water. And every day you worship the Lord by chanting this mantra and making offerings. In the forest, whatever you get. Prabhupada talks in this, like we can worship according to time, place and circumstance. In the forest, what will you have? Some fruits, some leaves. You worship with that, no problem. But you worship the Lord. Right? So he talks of meditating on the form of the Lord, chanting the mantra, worshipping the Lord, and then later on he says, then you can meditate also on the pastimes of the Lord. Right? So he gives different instructions. But what is our lesson number 3 here? One thing very interesting in this section is we see chanting in the mood of relationship. What does this mean? See, for us, like, when we start chanting, okay, Hare Krishna, someone says, okay, you should chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. And there may not be a personal connection. Oh, that Krishna is a person, right? Actually, the beauty of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, it is unlike other mantras. Why? Because other mantras, like any other mantra, there's always a beach, like a Om, Pranava, right? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. There's a Pranava, Namaha is offering obeisances, and then the name of the personality. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, right? So there's the Pranava, right? The Bija. Then there is offering obeisances and the name of the personality. This is all the mantras. But in Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, where is the Bij? Where is offering obeisances? So this mantra is actually a very special, it's a Maha Mantra. Why? Because this is directly calling Radha and Krishna. We are right here, we are saying, Krishna, I am suffering in this material world. Please pick me up, engage me in your devotional service. And we are directly, Hare, we are Krishna, we are calling Krishna. It is a direct call to Radha and Krishna. It's not like the other mantras. Very special. You're directly calling Radha and Krishna. But when we are chanting Hare Krishna, are we really connecting to the person Krishna? In this section, Prabhupada actually says, as soon as one chants the name of Krishna, the form of Krishna manifests in the mind of that person. Imagine, Prabhupada is saying, as soon as we chant, the form of Radha Krishna manifests. But we have a kind of a disconnect. So, actually, His Holiness Sachidananda Swami Maharaj, in the book, there's a beautiful book, it's called Living Name. He actually talks about this. How to chant in a mood of relationship. And the best, like to start off with, like how Narad Muni said, have a deity form and chant the mantra to the deity. So similarly, when we chant, always have photo of Radha Kalokananda or have deities, chant right in front of the deities. So when we are saying Hare, we are calling, Oh Srimati Radharani. When we are saying Krishna, we are calling, oh Krishna. It's a direct call. Direct call for Radha and Krishna. Right? It's not like the other mantras. Right? So when we practice, like Prabhupada also often mentioned about deity worship. He said, even starting of a devotional service, have deities at home. Not the standard of what we follow, and not Radha Krishna, at least Gaur Nitai. You can have Gaur Nitai deities, but have photos of Radha Krishna at home. Have a temple, start off. Even in starting, have deities, have this form of the Lord. Why? Because we connect to the form. Unless we connect to the form that, oh Krishna, I am calling a person, then our chanting progress will be very slow. And then in this section, Prabhupada said, you chant the name of the Lord, and at the same time, you meditate on the lotus feet of the Lord. If you do this, you will attain samadhi very quickly. Right? But then Prabhupada warns, you shouldn't artificially try to imagine the form of the Lord. No. You just focus on the hearing of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So we are having the photos of Radha Krishna, calling them and focusing on Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So when we are saying this, when we say Ram, for us Radhika Raman, Krishna again, right? Hare is Srimati Radharani. So directly we are calling Radha Krishna. So have photos and directly call them while chanting. Right? So third lesson is chanting in the mood of relationship. Right? Okay. And I'm getting close to my end time, but we have 2 more points I want to conclude with. Everyone okay so far? Good? Continue? Okay. So point 4. So what's the story? So Narad Muni, he tells Dhruva, okay, this is how you worship. And then Dhruva, he gets all the instructions, he circumambulates Narad Muni, goes straight to Vrindavan, and then follows instructions of Narad Muni perfectly. Perfectly he follows. What was given, exactly he follows all the instructions. And then it describes the austerity that Dhruva performed. Right? For the first month, every 3 days, he ate a fruit called kapita. Anyone knows kapita fruit? Prabhupada explains in the purport, it's a kind of fruit even monkeys don't eat. It is not a very relishable fruit. It's called kapita fruit. Every 3 days that was available, he just had kapita fruit once in 3 days. That's how his first month was. Second month, what was his austerity? Once in 6 days, he just had some dry grass. Third month, once in 9 days, he drank water. Fourth month, once in 12 days, he took one breath once in 12 days. Imagine his level of austerity. See his determination. See what Narad Muni gave him. First month, what do you do? Every 3 days, fruit. Second month, 6 days, grass. Third month, 9 days, water. Fourth month, 12 days, bread. Fifth month, what is left? Fifth month, he stopped breathing. He was standing as a pillar, completely focused on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Stop breathing. And when he stopped breathing, all the 3 planetary systems, the whole universe, right, planetary system, they started trembling. And the demigods, the higher planetary system, they could not breathe. Dhruva, when he stopped breathing, the demigods could not breathe. And they went to Vishnu and said, Vishnu, we have never experienced this. No oxygen. We cannot breathe. What is happening? We have never experienced this before. And Vishnu said, don't worry. This is my devotee. I'll take care of him. But the fourth point here is a very amazing point. How did Dhruva, 5-year-old boy, he could not even sit on the lap of his father. Now what happened? Now he is doing something by which the whole universe is perturbed. What happened? A 5-year-old boy could not sit on lap of father. And now demigods are saying, this small boy is creating such a situation, we cannot live. What happened in this whole thing? And Prabhupada makes an amazing point. Fourth point is the power of bhakti and the power of a bhakta. that bhakti and a bhakta, a devotee of the Lord, are so powerful that when they give us, a process, and if we follow the process of bhakti, then in a short time, we can actually become, Dhruva, he captured the Lord in his heart. And because he captured the Lord in his heart, when he stopped breathing, the whole universe stopped breathing. And Prabhupada makes an amazing point in the purport. He says, similarly, we have received the process of bhakti, which is actually coming down from Mahaprabhu, our Acharyas, Sad Goswamis, coming down through Srila Prabhupada to all of us. We have received that. Every devotee, right, we are practicing devotional service. We are carrying that potency coming down from Mahaprabhu in our heart. Every devotee is special. Every devotee is special. They are carrying this potency right in their heart. Now, sometimes it may not be completely manifest, but it's there. They are carrying the blessings all the way coming from Rupa Goswami to all our acharyas. It is there. And hence, every devotee is very special, and this process of devotional service, very, very special. There's one more verse in the 5th canto where it says, it talks in relationship to King Priyavrata, how he practiced bhakti, and he became so powerful that when he was seeing the earth, that during the day there's sunlight on one side, other side of the globe is what? Darkness. He said, I don't like this system. Priyavrata Maharaj, with his own chariot, he started traveling 180 degrees from the sun, and where there was darkness, he was giving light with this chariot. And Bhagavatam makes a point, don't be surprised. This is the power of bhakti. When we practice bhakti, we are empowered by Krishna. And a devotee who is empowered by Krishna, Prabhupada makes a point in the purport. A devotee empowered in Krishna, one pure devotee can make the entire world Krishna conscious. So sometimes we may think that, I am no one, I'm insignificant. One aspect is the aspect of humility, right? So yes, in that way we consider that we are no one. But at the same time, the aspect of what we have received from Srila Prabhupada, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sad Goswamis, coming down Srila Prabhupada, our gurus and us. We have received such a special gift that we have the power that if we go out and reach, share Krishna consciousness, if we go out and do that, the whole parampara, all the blessings are with you. We just need to go out, become instruments to carry that potency. We all can do it. Not that, I am no one. Yeah, humility is one side, but the confidence of what we have received. So point number 4 is the power of bhakti and the power of a bhakta of Krishna. Okay? Last point. Okay, I know it's 6:03. So last point. So after this, Dhruva stopped the breathing of the demigods, and then the demigods came to Vishnu. Vishnu said, don't worry, I'll take care of it. And immediately Vishnu, on his Garuda, goes all the place to Vrindavan Madhuvan, where Dhruva is actually standing for meditation. And Dhruva's meditation was so intense that when he wasn't even breathing, in his heart, he was seeing the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He was seeing the Lord in his heart. He was getting direct darshan of the Lord in his heart. And then, all of a sudden, the darshan, it's like the curtains close, right? Radha Goloka curtains close. All of a sudden, he couldn't see the darshan. And all of a sudden, he was like, where is Vishnu? I want to see that form. And he couldn't see, and he was like, where is that form? Where is that form? And then because he became perturbed, he opened his eyes, and the same form was standing right in front of him. Imagine, we are like taking darshan internally, we are chanting the holy name, and we close our eyes, and one day we open, and then Krishna is right there. Right? So Lord Vishnu was right there in front of Dhruva. And then Dhruva, the section is beautiful, we can have classes just on that part, but Dhruva, when he saw the Lord, he was drinking the beauty of the Lord. Every sense. This is like what happens when we really get darshan. His eyes, he was drinking a nectar. With his ears, he was drinking a nectar. With his hands, he wants to embrace the Lord. He was like experiencing beauty, and all his senses wanted to taste the nectar of the Lord. But then he wanted to say some prayers. But because he was a 5-year-old boy, he was inexperienced. He wanted to say, but he did not know how to say the prayer. And then Vishnu took his own conch, and with his conch, he just touched it on his kapula, forehead. Touched the conch on the forehead of Dhruva, and immediately he got all the realizations of the Vedic Shastras, and immediately he could actually compose prayers. Right? And Prabhupada in the purport makes that this is the process of receiving knowledge. Spiritual wisdom means it descends onto us. Right? It descends onto us. And that's how Dhruva realized. And then, this is one of the famous verses, very beautiful verses that Dhruva actually quotes. So this is my last final point. That Dhruva, when he was doing all this meditation, when he left, what was his aspiration? He wanted a kingdom greater than his great-grandfather. So Dhruva's father Uttanapad, Uttampa's father is Swayambhuva Manu, Swayambhuva Manu's father is Brahma. He wanted a kingdom greater than Brahma. I mean, it was like he didn't get the chance to sit on his father's lap. But that hurt him so much that he said, no, nothing doing. I don't even want the kingdom. I want something that none of my forefathers have attained. And he was aspiring for a position even beyond Brahmaji. That was in his heart. Right? I mean, we all have material desires, but I don't think we would have such a desire that we want a place, a house even greater than Brahmaji. Right? No. So Dhruva had that desire. And then, with this whole process of bhakti, he got purified to such an extent that now, when he's seeing the Lord, he's completely purified. And he actually says this prayer. This verse is the aspiration of a pure devotee of Krishna. And why I quoted this verse, this should be our main prayer to Radha Golokananda. And what is he praying in this? Just scroll up a little. He says, Bhakti muhu prabhatam tvayi me prasango. What is my only aspiration? My only aspiration is to be always in the association of devotees. Actually, the verse before, he makes the point that, I was thinking of a place greater than Brahmaji. But what is that? That is so insignificant. Actually, even the bliss of Brahmananda is insignificant compared to the bliss of bhakti, compared to the bliss of meditating on the lotus feet of Lord, compared to the bliss of hearing Krishna Katha, compared to all that, Brahmananda is insignificant. Like Nectar of Devotion says, the joy of Brahmananda is like the water containing a hoof print of a calf. And what is bhakti? Bhakti rasamrita sindhu. It's an ocean compared to that. So, Dhruv realized this. And he was saying, what was my aspiration? I don't want all this. I don't even want Brahmananda. I don't want liberation. What I want? Devotional service. But how can I relish the nectar of bhakti? Only in the association of devotees. And Prabhupada in this purport, he makes the point. If anyone thinks he can progress in the path of bhakti outside the association of devotees, he is hallucinating, Prabhupada says. We cannot. This is our hope. Association of devotees is our hope. So a final fifth point is, yes, world will have so many problems, ups and downs, challenges, obstacles, all those things will happen. What is our real wealth? Our association with each other. Association with devotees. Only in the association of devotees can we actually relish bhakti, can we progress in bhakti. And hence, Dhruv Maharaj's aspiration is, always keep me in the association of devotees. Because if I'm in the association, I will hear Harikatha, and actually the last line says, I'll drink that nectar of Harikatha, and then I'll become mad. I'll be so blissful in that. And one may say like, okay, it's a good prayer, but I have so many problems like material world, all these ups and downs. Who will pay mortgage bill and this and that, right? Who will do all this? When we take a bhakti, right, here the key point is our aspiration should be just to taste the nectar of hearing Harikatha. nectar of chanting the holy name. That should be our only aspiration, because Dhruva is saying, once I taste that nectar, then any other problem in this material world, I can easily overcome. See, starting with the first point. What is the first point? Will problems go away? No, nature of the world, these problems will be there. How can we overcome this problem?